So for those who haven't been living under a rock for the past week, you guys would know that the branded structure deck, the new one, the Fallen and the Virtuous, came out. And I've seen so many deck profiles that were decent, but of course they all don't play the boy. You gotta play the boy keeper. But that's not the main issue, is that people don't know how to read their cards. So it's hard to explain to the viewers what cards actually do. So I'm going to give you my deck profile and actually explain some of the cards and why I am playing them. Speaking of which, 3 Keeper of Dragon Magic, in my opinion, is the best starter for Branded. If you're not playing the Keeper engine, I don't know what you're doing. Getting access to a free Dragoon before you activate your Branded Fusion so that Ash no longer is a problem. Nibiru is still a problem, but they just would Nibiru before you get to it anyway, and then you just go Branded Fusion, go full Branded combo, which isn't that hard to do. Of course, Instant Fusion, the 1-card starter as well. This gets you access to, of course, your Predaplant line, or you can set up Millenniumize Restrict, so once again, Ash no longer affects you. I'm not playing Hand Traps in this deck because I am playing a 42-card list, but you could argue to play Hand Traps if you would like to. I am playing 3 copies of Branded Opening, if I can grab them, thank you very much. Of course, this is also a best starter. It's arguably easier to play around Droll because you do it in the draw phase. Of course, Droll does kind of hurt sometimes depending on the starter. Of course, 3 Aluber. Of course, you got to play Aluber. You could cut it down to 2 if you really want to. I'm just playing 3 because I want to see it, because Branded Fusion is at 2, and sometimes it is hard to see it, so I like to have a bunch of starters so I can actually open it. Along with Aluber, I'm playing 2 copies of Kit and 2 copies of Branded Fusion. I'm subbing in the 3rd Fusion because obviously it's at 2 for the 2nd Kit, but if Fusion was at 3, Kit would be at 1, Fusion would be at 3. And then for the last 2 starters, basically standard, the 1 Gold Sarcophagus to banish Mercurier or Tragedy to get access to a Luber or Kit, and the 1 Foolish Burial, of course. 16 starters in a 42-card list. Honestly, pretty good. Moving on to engine requirements. One of the best cards in Branded is 3 copies of Fusion Deployment. Helps you play around Imperm. Helps you get to Albaz going 2nd, so you can easily fuse away your opponent's board. There's just so many good things that Fusion Deployment does for the deck. And of course, for the targets, I'm playing 1 copy of Cartesia and 2 copies of Fallen of Albaz. Now, you could play 3 Albaz, 2 Cartesia. I've seen people play 2 of this, 3 of this. Some people even play 2 Quem, but I'm only playing 1 Quem as well. And the reason I'm playing 2 Albaz and 1 Cartesia is because you don't rely on these cards much. They don't do a whole lot by themselves going first. Like Cartesia, if you have no other monsters in hand, it does nothing, it's dead. Same thing with Albaz. If you're going first, your opponent has no board, so what do you make? It's situational. Also, Quem at 1 is pretty decent because I don't really use it much. It's like an option. Moving on to more engine requirements, we're on the 1 Despian Tragedy. And I am playing the ad-lib because I am a big advocate for this card. I do like it going into the brown and red play, of course, which I am playing in the main deck, by the way, but we'll get to that in a second. I'm playing 1 copy of Albion the Shrouded Dragon. I see people playing 3, but in my build, you don't really use it much. You can, of course, dump Retribution, which I am playing now. I'll get to that in a second. 1 Mercurier, of course. Branded Lost, standard. Branded in red, also standard. Branded Banishment, not really always standard in most branded builds, but I am playing Light and Darkness Dragonlord in the extra deck, so it is a good card to make. And 1 Retribution, because you send it off of Albion or Saronir, because I am playing some Bestials in the deck. I will also get to that in a second, but you banish this to add back one of your spells and traps in the grave, add back Fusion. You can even add back Red if you wanted to. Sometimes I do that, but it just depends on the combo I am going towards. For the bricks, 1 Bufalicula, 1 Cobra. You don't want to open either of these. If you open Bufo, it's not the end of the world because it's a free poly, but Cobra is the main brick you do not want to see, which is also why I'm playing Kit at 2, because it puts it back in the deck as well. Pretty good. But when this is special summoned from the deck, it adds any fusion spell, normal or quick play, so it can get you to super poly as well, which is pretty broken. And I am playing, of course, Dark Magician to go alongside the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which you do make in this deck. Moving on to the Bestials and non-engine slots, whatever you want to call it. I'm playing 2 Lubalion, 1 Saronir, and 1 Magnamut. You don't realistically need 3 Saronir or 3 Lubalion anymore. I cut it down to 2 because I got tired of opening it. And then for the final slots, to make this a 42-card list, I'm on 3 copies of Super Poly and 1 Called by the Grave. Stopping Ash, breaking boards. Pretty good. But yeah, that is my 42 card main deck. You could arguably cut it down if you want, go to 40 by cutting like Kit to 1 and maybe like a couple like random things here and there depending on what you want to play, but completely up to you. Extra deck, 2 Albion, 1 Lubellion, 2 Mirror Jade, 1 Titaniclad, and 1 Rinbrum. These are all the branded monsters I'm mainly playing, mainly just because extra deck is kind of tight, and yeah, this is my favorite lineup. Arguably, the only one cuttable is Titaniclad because you can summon Quem off of Dusk Dragon or Opening. I'm not playing a Despian target, but you can easily cut one of these for a target if you want to, or if you don't want to play Light and Darkness Dragon, you can always cut that for a Despian. Any target like Lulu or even like Perskinian, I see people playing. 1 Dusk Dragon, I see people playing 2. I don't think 2 is mandatory because you don't really send much off of this in this build because you mainly just use it to dump Dark Magician or Adlib, sometimes Serenir. Just depends. Or if you're feeling greedy, you can dump Garua to draw a card and gamble, but a lot of the times I don't do that. Dragon Lord, of course, for some of the combos. Of course, this card is broken. It's a triple negate for free, pretty much. You just make this going second, of course, after you make your full board. It's actually pretty broken. Instant fusion targets, Ambula Melodies, whatever you want to call them, Ambulance, and Millennium Eyes Restrict. You summon this, protects your opponent from Ash. You can go Serenir as well if you make the Dust to dump Opening, and you can banish Opening in the end phase to keep this on the field for an additional turn, which is a free interruption, which actually comes up a lot. 1 Garura, Dragoon, of course, for the combos. Sometimes you could even make 2 if you wanted to, but I'm only playing 1. 1 Stapelia for options, and the Chimera, of course, for the branded and red play. Pretty standard. But yeah, that is my fully non-side deck branded list. Of course, ban list did drop today. I've got some banned stuff, but I'll go over that in a different video, of course, when the Blue Eyes video comes out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you would like to. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.